Hello there. Oh, don't be scared. I'm so glad you found my cave today. I had a feeling that 4 people would be coming to me today, so I've shuffled 4 piles of cards. But you're the first person to find me. You see, only people who need a reading from me can find this cave. It's protected by a powerful enchantment, so that the whole world doesn't find out about us. Yes, that's right, I am a real mermaid. I promise we really exist. What's that? Oh, you always knew in your heart that we existed. That's so nice to hear. Maybe this true belief that you have helped you to find me today. But please, sit down. Make yourself comfortable and we can do your reading. In the reading today, the question that I've shuffled for is what makes you attractive. So these cards will let you know all of your best qualities that people find the most attractive about you. But what's your name? Oh, that's a very beautiful name. Unfortunately, my true name is too difficult for humans to pronounce. You aren't accustomed to making the same sounds that we merfolk make. But you can call me Selena. I think that's a nice name. Are you comfortable? Good, I'm so glad. I like to do the readings here because this moss is so thick and soft that you don't feel the sharpness of the rocks underneath. So are you feeling drawn to any of these piles of cards? This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. What's that? Oh, you're finding it hard to choose. I completely understand. Maybe if I show you some of my treasures, special things that I found in the sea, and I lay one of them on each pile, then you'll find it easier to choose. Sometimes it's easier to be drawn to a certain object than just looking at cards. I keep my treasures in this lovely little bag. Isn't it so nice? Oh, don't worry, the cards won't get damaged. They're enchanted so that they won't disintegrate in the water. Yes, I agree, it's a very practical spell. So my first treasure here is a shark's tooth. It's so shiny still. And the edges of a shark's tooth are quite sharp, but the sea has softened it, so I imagine it's been in the ocean for many, many years. I'll put that on pile 1. And my next treasure, do you know what it is? It's actually a piece of blue coral. Yes, I agree, it's a really beautiful color. It's so unusual. Number 3 is another tooth, but it's a very ancient tooth. This belonged to a mosasaur, a very scary creature that used to live in the sea thousands and thousands of years ago. I certainly wouldn't want to be sharing the water with one of them. But I carry it around to remind myself not to be afraid, because I have this part of this terrifying creature in my hand or in my little bag, and it makes me feel like I've conquered my fears in a way. I'll put that on pile number 3. And my final treasure, oh, you know what this is? That's right, it is an ammonite. You're so clever. Yeah, this creature was a lot sweeter than the mosasaur. I'd happily swim around with these little fellas. I imagine they were quite shy like the squids are today. Those things are so easily scared. I'll put that on pile number 4. Okay, try to clear your mind and feel whichever pile is calling out to you. Take a few deep breaths. That's right. You know what? I'll let you keep whichever treasure is lying on the pile you choose. Then you'll always remember whatever you learned from this reading. Does that sound good? Okay, I'll also pull some charms for you from this tin. It's an old biscuit tin that was given to me by a girl I was reading for a few years ago. She came to the cave, opened the tin of biscuits so that we could have one or two, and before we knew it, the tin was empty. Has that ever happened to you as well? Yeah. I collect these charms. Some of them I find on the beach, and others have been given to me by people that I've done readings for. Aren't they so nice? Oh, what's that? Oh, you want to give me a new charm for my collection? That's so sweet of you. Is this it right here? Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I know this creature. Wait, don't tell me. It's a ladybird, right? I'm really interested in land creatures. I'll always think of our friendship when I look at this. Thank you so much. But why did you have it with you? Oh, I see. So you bought it about a week ago because you thought it was cute, but you didn't know what to do with it. So you've just been carrying it around in your pocket since then. I think we can often be drawn to things without realizing why. At least not consciously. But I believe there's always a reason. Speaking of which, have you chosen a pile yet? Oh, you have. That's so great. Thank you so much for doing that. Let's get started then. You just tell me which pile you picked, and we'll start reading them. Okay, so you're feeling really drawn to pile number 1? Yeah, I understand. I really like this shiny little shark tooth as well. So I'll move these other piles out of the way so that we can use more space to look at your cards. And you can keep the shark tooth, so I'll give that to you. Okay, so let's find out what makes you attractive. So, I have these tarot cards here first. You got quite a few actually. I was looking for about 4, but 5 came out for you, so... You have Velekněžka, which is the High Priestess. Oh, it's Czech, this language. Yeah, I know the Czech Republic is a landlocked country, but there are still mermaids there, you know? They have a lot of beautiful lakes and ponds, and there are so many different kinds of mermaids. You also have Král Ohně, which is the King of Wands. And you have Král Vody, which is the King of Water. He looks so wonderful. He looks just like our sea god Manannán. Wow. You also have Sedmička Ohně, which is the Seven of Wands. This beautiful unicorn. And you have Polstevník, which is the Hermit. I love this door. It looks so mysterious. Wow. Okay, so straight away what I can see is that you're quite a spiritual person, and people are really drawn to you because you're quite a mysterious person. You have both the High Priestess and the Hermit, and this means that you're probably quite introverted a lot of the time, and you don't feel the need to say too much because you have such a rich inner life. You have so much going on in your head, so many thoughts buzzing around and ideas that you don't seek approval from other people. And these are both really spiritual cards, so I think maybe you read tarot as well, or you meditate a lot, or you're just really in tune to your spiritual side. And with the King of Wands, you're probably pretty creative as well. The King of Wands is he's a visionary. He can imagine so many wonderful things and bring them into manifestation. And he's also really good at motivating other people. So I think when you do talk to other people, they get really encouraged by your words and they feel really, really excited to do things based on what you tell them. Maybe people come to you for advice a lot, or just to share their thoughts and feelings, and you, when they leave you, they feel just so much better and more ready to do things. And they really appreciate that about you. You also have Kra Vode, so the King of Cups, the King of Water as well. When you do share your feelings, you, in one aspect, you don't hold back in that you really tell people how you feel, but on the other hand, it's not in an immature way. You don't pour out too much emotion and expect too much from others, and so people really appreciate that when you speak to them about how you're feeling, you're not expecting too much back from them. You just want them to hear how you're feeling and say, okay, I hear you, and maybe to help you work through a problem, but you don't expect a lot of their time or emotional energy, and they really respect that about you because that means that you're not needy, and that makes you more attractive. The fact that you can share your emotions maturely but not force them onto people, that is something that really draws people to you. I'm so pleased you got this card. It's so lovely. And with the Seven of Wands, this means that you have really healthy boundaries, and people know that you're not someone to be messed with, that they shouldn't mess with your feelings or with your beliefs, because you know what it is you want and need in life and from relationships. And people, I'm getting the feeling that people really respect you. That's coming across very strongly for me. And that this respect for you makes them find you more attractive. So let's look at these fairy tale cards. You have the Red Shoes, Obsession, and Snow White and Rose Red, Sister Love. Okay, so you might be a really family-oriented person, and people really like that you care so much about your parents or your siblings or cousins, people, especially people in the family who are younger than you. But this also just means that in general you're a very caring person. So if you notice that one of your friends is having a hard time, you're there to listen to them, and you're there to help them on their way. And that kindness and that care for other people makes you really attractive. And with the Obsession card, I'm getting two messages here, so take it how it resonates, but I'm feeling that sometimes people can get really attached to you really quickly because they find you so attractive and helpful, but they can end up obsessing over you a bit and maybe putting too many constraints on your time and energy, and maybe that's why you have such strong boundaries, which they then grow to respect about you and know that they shouldn't break those boundaries. But with this card, I also feel like you're really, when you decide to pursue a project, you really go at it with all of your heart and mind. You know, you really set out to accomplish it completely, and people really, really find that amazing about you. And that draws a lot of people to you because they're like, wow, this person is so hardworking, and they don't let anything distract them or get in their way when they want to achieve something. That's really, really amazing about you. Okay, and I have these special mermaid cards here as well. So, the unseen, too much is hidden from you. Like I was saying, people find you really mysterious. Like maybe when they first meet you, you often don't talk very much, and then they're like, ooh, this person is really not opening up, and I wonder what is behind their appearance. I wonder what is going on in their mind and all of their thoughts and feelings, and that's really, really interesting. This could also mean that you might be different to how people first perceive you once they get to know you. So maybe you come across as quite shy or perhaps even cold when they meet you, and that makes them kind of drawn to you a bit. But then when they get to know you, they see all of this warmth and loveliness, and they're like, oh, I see. You just need to be proof worthy to become your friend, and that's when you open up and you're this lovely person. And farewell to the moon. So I feel like you're really also in touch with nature and with natural cycles, and you're really in touch with your body as well. You go through lots of changes in natural cycles, and you don't try and force things to happen straight away. Although that you're a really hardworking person, you're not someone who forces change, because you know that everything needs the right time, you know, the right lunar phase or the right star alignment. You know that everything happens in divine timing, and people are really attracted to the fact that you aren't, like I said, you're not needy. You don't force things to happen, and you don't sit around thinking, oh no, I need this to happen right now. You are happy to put the work in and then wait for it to all come together, and people really respect that and really think that's cool. You might also be a Virgo, because you have the Hermit, and that's a Virgo sign. Or you could have that just somewhere in your chart, but you don't have to. And then we have these beautiful cards from our sea god Manannán Mac Lir. I use these cards to communicate with him. This is his symbol, the Triskelion. So I wonder what he thinks is most attractive about you. Merfolk! Oh my goodness! So you've got this King of Cups, King of Water, who I said looks just like Manannán, and he is the king of the merfolk here. And you've got the merfolk card, so maybe you're one of us. Maybe you have this deep connection to the sea. Maybe you've always wanted to be a mermaid. But this also means that you're a really good friend, and that you can easily find your people. And they might not be the sort of people that everyone wants to hang out with. They might not be seen as normal or having regular interests that a lot of people find enjoyable. Maybe they don't drink alcohol, or maybe they don't watch certain TV programs that people generally like to watch, but they're your people. And I'm just getting the feeling that you're a really good friend. That's what I'm feeling from these cards. People really enjoy your company, and they really know that they can rely on you and turn to you when they need help. And your other card is Divine Trickster, so you might have a bit of a playful side, a bit of a naughty side, because Manannán, he in Celtic myth has sometimes appeared on the surface world, and he has performed tricks for humans that they didn't think were possible, and he's proven that he has this playful nature. And I think you also have a playful nature. You might have very serious thoughts, but you're not uptight. You allow yourself to relax and have fun. You might have a special party trick that you can play, like you might be able to bend your finger a certain way, or do the splits, or just have some special trick that you like to do. Or maybe you're just cracking jokes all the time, or just have a really good wit. But I sense there's a definite playful side about you that people find really attractive, and it just makes you more beautiful when you open up and are playful like that. So I'm gonna draw some charms for you now, and we'll see what they have to say about what makes you attractive. Ooh, quite a lot of cards have come out. Charms, sorry. Okay, so there's two countries here. There's Canada and there's the Czech Republic, so that could mean something to you. Or Prague. But if not, this is also a sign of endurance and strength. So, like I said, you don't give up. You work towards your goals very wholeheartedly. You put your heart and soul into it. You're a very spiritual person, as we've seen, this yoga sign. There's W, D, and Q, so those initials could be important to you. There's also Cancer, Optimistic, which is Sagittarius, and Intelligent, which is Gemini. But I think you're optimistic and an intelligent person, and I definitely got the feeling from these cards that you are an intelligent person, that you spend a lot of time in your mind thinking of lots of wonderful thoughts and ideas. You might be quite philosophical as well, is what I'm hearing. You have the Frog, so you have this ability to move forward very quickly when you set your mind to something, because you also have the Car, which is about fast progress. With the Frog, I also feel like you're very adaptable, because frogs can live on land and in the water. So if something comes at you that you weren't expecting, you can manage it. You can handle it. You don't stress out too much. You don't panic. You just get on with it. You're also a pretty lucky person, and probably you have quite a happy aura, I feel. And people also think you're beautiful, because you are. Like I said, people get very attached to you quite easily. There's this clothes peg here, which is a sign of attachment. And you're a very good friend. This is the sign of teamwork, the hockey sticks. Working together with others is something that you do well. Yeah, so this has a dual meaning for me here, because it's about changes in consciousness. So I think on the one hand, like I said, you're very adaptable. You can change the way you do something quite quickly and quite easily. But also, this is about spirituality and connecting to the higher realms. So you're definitely a very spiritual person. Absolutely. You might enjoy photography or movie making, but this to me just says that you're ready for anything. You're ready when you're called upon to do something. You are the person who's not panicking and you're just ready. This says find joy in the journey. So you just get through life, you enjoy it, you just take each day as it comes without worrying too much. Oh, and I'm so pleased you got the perfume bottle, because that means people are attracted to you. Wow, you have such a lovely aura. Yep, the key. You're a good problem solver. And there's Cupid, so people might just fall in love with you really easily. The sunflower is like the sun. So I think when you speak, you're very truthful. Although you're a mysterious person, you don't actually hide things. You're mysterious, but you're not secretive. You know, you're not deceptive in any way, and people enjoy that. And that's also another happy, sunny, warm aura. You're a very stable person with the anchor. And the starfish means that you're good at helping others to heal, and you don't wallow too much when something bad happens to you. You're able to just pick up and move on, and that's a very good ability to have. Not a lot of people have that, because people can get stuck in their grief or in their disappointment. You can just keep going. Even if you don't feel strong at the moment, you are able to just keep going and move forward through the bad times. And people just find that such an amazing quality that you have. Yeah, you also have the shield, so you're good at acting like a protector for others in bad times, and also just getting through the difficult times that you have. You might enjoy baking. There's a muffin here, but this is also about treating yourself. So I think this is linked to you being able to let your hair down and let loose a little bit. You know, although you're a hard worker, not to be working constantly, and that you need to relax and treat yourself every now and then, and that is very important. And people recognize that you have this really good work-life balance, and they're really drawn in by that, because they think, oh wow, this person has everything together. They're really sorted, like they know how to balance life really well. There's also the shark here, so you might be good at helping people face their fears or facing your own fears. There's the notification bell, so I feel like a lot of people you're the first person that they turn to. Like if they have a problem, you're the first person they want to get in touch with. And there's this swallow here, which is all about returning to people. So I think a lot of your friendships and connections are ones that you've had for a long time, or they're going to be in your life for a long time. Because people value you so much and they don't want to let go of you. So even if they do end up moving away or choosing a different path to you and then having to leave your life or be at a distance from you, that's not going to be forever. I think a lot of people, even if they leave, will be drawn to come back to you because they miss your energy and this wonderful aura that you have. The explosion is about suddenness, and I'm feeling this is linked not only to what I was saying about not panicking if something is thrown at you unexpectedly, but also because it's landed on this card about not expecting everything to happen straight away. You know that things take time, and that's a very mature way of looking at things, and people really respect that. They're really drawn to it. And lastly, the shooting star is about wishes coming true. So people might often think that their wishes have been granted when they meet you. They think, wow, this is such a wonderful friend, I couldn't have asked for more. And you might also be someone who's really good at making people's wishes come true, like helping them to move out of these difficult times in their life, or just to progress in their career or in their friendships with other people. I think you can really help people become more confident. I feel like you have you're like a really good counselor. I'm feeling like people come to talk to you because they know that you'll speak sense and you'll speak it without any ego there or without trying to manipulate them in a certain way. And that's really, really positive, and they really, really value and appreciate you because of that. Do you feel like this resonated with you? I really hope it did. Let me know what you think. Okay? Bye-bye. Okay, you're feeling really drawn to pile number 2. I really understand. That's such a beautiful piece of coral. So I'll move these other piles out of the way so that we can get a better look at your cards, and we'll find out what people find attractive about you, what makes you so attractive. I'm really excited to find out as well. Okay, so you can keep this piece of coral, like I said. You can carry it around and hopefully remember everything that I said to you. Okay, so you got so many cards. I pulled so many tarot cards for you that they just were flying out of my hands when I was shuffling. So there's a lot of good qualities to you here. Let's take a look at them. So you have Pětka ohně, which is 5 of Wands. So you're probably a very competitive person. You might be quite sporty. You might be the kind of person that never lets anyone beat them in an argument. And also really good at going for your goals. You have Pokušení, which is temptation, the devil. So you might be a Capricorn or have Capricorn in your chart. This also means that you might be just people feel very drawn to you, like without being able to explain it. They just, they see you and you're in a room, but you might be in a room full of people, but they are just drawn to you because you have this kind of magnetic aura and they can't help but be drawn to you. You also have Pětka vzduchu, which is 5 of Swords. Devítka ohně, which is 9 of Wands. Eso vody, which is the Ace of Cups. This is such a cute card. I love seahorses. You have Mag, the Magician. And Osmička ohně, which is the 8 of Wands. Okay, Yeah, I'm feeling very strongly that you don't give up when you are going in search of a goal, because you have the 9 of Wands and the 5 of Wands, and together they mean that you are someone who, if you set your mind to something, that's it. You're not going to be deterred. You're going to keep going, and it doesn't matter what people say or how many setbacks you encounter. You're going to do it. And this is true for life in general as well. You know, you might have had a lot of difficulties in life. You might have had a lot of obstacles that you've needed to overcome. And you still, despite all of that, you have not given up. And that is really wonderful. And people really admire that about you. And this reserve and resilience that you have makes you so attractive. People just see you as such a strong person with so much energy, despite what life might throw at you. And I love this card because it's like she's literally making these dreams come true. These stars turning into dragonflies, and it's beautiful. She's making things into reality. And the Magician and the 8 of Wands, they're quite similar for me. They're about manifestation. So I think you're a powerful manifester. I really think that once you set your mind to something, it will come about. This might even be like a really supernatural power you have, that you can just kind of think of things and get them to come into being. Whether that's in a creative context or a business context or just in life in general, your goals, you will achieve them. And I feel like you have like quite a lot of fast-paced energy. Like, you might be quite a high-energy person. You might have quite a very intense aura, and that is what is drawing people towards you, and they find it really attractive because it's such a different frequency from what other people have. You stand out from the crowd. You stand out from the rest of the people because of this buzzing aura that you have. And with the Esovode, the Ace of Water, I think you're quite an emotional person as well. You might have difficulty controlling your emotions sometimes. You might let them get the better of you, but people don't judge you for that. In fact, the opposite. People think that's great that you are such an empathic person, and that you really feel your emotions, and you don't allow other people to say, oh, you shouldn't feel like that, that's immature. Like, I get the feeling you're a very sensitive person, and people like that you're able to be vulnerable and that you don't have this hard exterior that shuts people out. And also with the 5 of Swords, I think you have a lot of ideas going around in your mind, and they might be conflicting ideas, because like I said, I get the feeling that you might be a creative person or someone who just always has a lot of projects on the go, a lot of goals to achieve, and sometimes that can be very draining on your mental energy and on your physical energy as well, because the 9 of Wands is also about having a drain on your energy. But you keep going. You still have this abundance of thoughts and goals, and that is so attractive because you're so not boring. You know, you have so many ideas, and there's always something new with you, and people just find that so wonderful to be around. They love talking to you because you've always got a new idea to tell them about, or a new achievement or project that you've got going on, and that makes it really exciting to know you. So now we've got 2 fairy tale cards, so we'll see what they say. The Snow Queen, Loyalty. Isn't this beautiful picture? It reminds me of some Arctic mermaids that I saw once. They had really long white tails and really light coloured hair and light skin, almost transparent skin, and they were just so beautiful. But that's because they live in such cold water, they need to adapt. They were so beautiful and shimmery, and this really reminds me of that. You're a very loyal person. Once you have a friend or a romantic partner, you stick with them, and you won't tolerate anyone saying anything negative about them, and You won't tolerate any bullying from them, and equally you expect loyalty from others. And so that aspect of loyalty makes you really attractive. And the Princess and the Pea, sensitivity. What I was just saying about you being quite a sensitive, emotional person. So people really like that you are able to be open about your emotions and really feel your emotions and not being shut off from them. I love this picture as well because she just looks so sweet, cuddling her teddy. Yeah, people really like that you're open with your emotions. You don't pretend not to feel anything. So let's see what your mermaid cards have to say. Time out. Okay, so I think that you don't get angry when something doesn't go your way or when you're having an argument with people. I don't think you flare up at them. You might feel anger, but you take your time out so that you don't say anything that you'll regret or do anything that you'll regret. And that makes you very attractive because that shows that although you feel these really intense emotions, you don't allow them to control you. You're very mature in how you deal with them. And I think also that you don't need other people to make you happy. So that also draws people to you in a really weird way, because when we're actively seeking other people, it can come across as a bit needy or a bit demanding on other people's time or emotions. But when someone just really doesn't need anyone else, they're happy and content in themselves, that draws people to you because it makes them think, oh, why is this person so content in themselves? And this also tells me that you're quite a deep thinker. You might have very crazy dreams, or you might just sit sometimes and think up these wild and wonderful ideas, maybe quite philosophical ideas as well. And that's just wonderful about you. You also have the present, so you aren't someone who gets too caught up on the past and what has happened. You focus on the here and now. And that is also really attractive because people who focus on the here and now, they aren't as worried as other people or as glum. They're just focused on enjoying this day. And that will also make you seem so much more content, and that's why people are drawn to you. And this is also a card that suggests you really know the value of your own self-esteem. You know how important and worthy you are, and that is very, very attractive. And the crane bag. Okay, so what this card means is that you know how to prioritize things and you know what to prioritize. So you're not spending your time and energy on the wrong things. You're not overindulging in anything. And so people get the feeling that you're quite measured and controlled. You're able to make very thought out choices and you manage your time really well. This also means that you probably like having a good spring clean, or you're quite tidy in general, and that's also great because when people come into your space, they're like, oh good, that's good, it's not cluttered up, it's just really, it's all neat and orderly. This might not necessarily mean your living space, it could mean that you're quite organized in terms of making lists or color coding your things that you need to do, that kind of thing. Having some kind of system of organization. And then I pulled 2 cards for you from this deck that I use to communicate with our sea god, Manannán Mac Lir. This is his sacred image, the Triskelion. So I wonder what he thinks is attractive about you. Enbar. Okay. Enbar is Manannán's horse, and he is a magical horse who can ride on both sea and land. So he takes the sea god around on his chariot over the waves, but he can also act as just a regular horse on land. So this says that you're a really adaptable person and that you probably have quite a lot of talents and skills. this might be because you often have a lot of projects going on, but people see you as someone who is really adaptable and really open to trying new things, and who can use the talents and skills that they have in a wide range of ways. So that is really cool. You also have Treasures of the Deep. So this makes me think also, like with these two cards here, it makes me think that you know the value of things. You don't put value on things that you know aren't worth it. You really care about the people in your life and about your possessions. Not in a materialistic way, but I think the things that you have are things that you've carefully chosen because you like them and they're practical, or they're good value, they're well lasting. And I think whether you have your own house or not, when people come into your space and into your life, they get the sense that everything is very well chosen and very well thought out. And this also means that people see you as a real blessing in their life, which is so lovely. People see you like, I'm so pleased that I know this person. I don't want him or her to ever leave my life. What a lovely reading. And there are some similarities as well with the first pile I picked. So maybe we should look at that one as well for you. And I'm going to pull some charms now for you as well to see what they think makes you attractive, okay? So. Okay, so this says courageous. It's also the Aries sign. So people think that you have a lot of courage in overcoming things. Like I said, with the Nine of Wands, you might have had a lot of difficulties in life or a lot of setbacks, but people see that you are able to just overcome them. This is the Older Man charm, and here I feel like it's about maturity, that you're a very mature person and you know how to navigate things in a sensible and mature way. You have two worry dolls. So maybe you're a worrier, or people find it attractive that despite the fact that you're worried, you carry on anyway. There's a strong sense of you just carrying on, just plowing through when things are difficult. Yeah, you have this clothes peg. I think people get very attached to you quite easily. And you've got these angel's wings. So you're definitely protected by angels, and I think people see you as like this angel in their life, this person that they're so happy to know. This is growth, so this is like you being adaptable and changing. And you help others to grow as well, because you've also got this butterfly transformation. You help other people to grow and learn and to become better people. People become better people just by knowing you and being around you and spending time with you. And that is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. This means wish. So W might be an important initial for you, but this means that you might have come into a lot of people's lives when they really needed it. And combined with this knight in shining armor here, I feel like you came into a lot of people's lives at a time when they needed a friend and when they needed to be rescued from a very difficult situation, because you also have the olive branch as well. And people just feel like you are this blessing, this wonderful, wonderful person that came into their life at just the right moment, because there's also divine timing here. And with the hair and with the black swan, you're a very unique person. Okay, people really treasure and value you because you do your own thing. You don't let other people or what is mainstream or acceptable donate. Sorry, not donate. You don't let what is mainstream and normal dictate what you do. you just follow your own path courageously and unafraid and unashamed, and people think that is just amazing. There's a lot of love within you. You have a lot of love to give. And you have 2 of these elephants, so you have a lot of inner wisdom. People see you as someone who's very wise. And this vine, this again is about continuation, survival, endurance. You might cut and cut at a vine and it will just keep growing back. That is just a beautiful message that keeps coming through and coming through for you. Yeah, with this, the little birdie in his house, he's calling out to his friends. I feel like you might often have quite a lot of people surrounding you, and this again makes me feel like you came into a lot of people's lives when they needed you, and when they might even have actively been trying to manifest someone like you. They might have been trying to manifest a really good friend into their lives. Maybe they were just hoping or wishing, or maybe they were actually praying and saying, please, God, bring me a friend that I can rely on who's really warm and loving and kind and will help me to grow. And then they bumped into you and you became their friend. That's lovely. People also think you're beautiful with this little flower here. You have 2 winter signs, so I don't know if you really like the season of winter or Christmas as a festival. You might also be born in winter. This is the pine cone. So this is about the pineal gland and also about eternal life. So people have this kind of undying respect for you, and as much as you grow and change, there is always that part of you that is so recognizable to people because you are so individual and so different from everyone else. It doesn't matter how much you change and grow in your life, you still have that essence of you that is just beautifully identifiable and wonderful. You might enjoy photography. This is a camera. But this is also about savoring things and being nostalgic. So I feel like this is related to this card here, the present, which means that you savor the moment. And that's very attractive because people who spend time with you will get the feeling that there's no pressure, there's no worries, they can just enjoy this time with you because you are not placing expectations on the future. And there's the ballerina here, so you might be a dancer. And I think people think of you as a really graceful person. But also this is about not wanting to put a foot wrong and thinking through your steps carefully, treading carefully. So again, this is about you having lots of projects on the go and taking the time to think them through so that you're not rushing ahead without any idea of what you want. And that is what helps you manifest really well. So people see you putting a lot of thought and energy into your projects, and that makes you just a really interesting person to be around. What did you think of this reading? Do you feel like it resonated with you? I think you sound like an amazing person. I'm so glad we're friends now. Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to hear them. Bye-bye. So what did you decide? Oh, I see, you're feeling drawn to pile number 3. Yeah, I totally get it. That tooth is just, it has a kind of really interesting aura, I feel like. A really strong aura. So I'm just going to move these other piles out of the way so that we can really focus on the pile you chose. And you can keep this mosasaur tooth. Like I said, you can choose a pile and then keep the treasure that's on it. So now you can feel totally fearless wherever you go as well. There you go. Okay, let's see which cards I drew for you. You have quite a few tarot cards. I was shuffling and they just jumped out. I was going for about 4, but you got 5. So let's see what they say about what makes you attractive. Wow, you have Cisarrovna, which is the Empress. Wow, that's so lovely. So I think you're a very creative person, and you're probably also very physically beautiful. People are just attracted also by the way you look. And you're also very warm and nurturing, caring person. Such a beautiful card to have. And Vuz, which is the Chariot. Yeah. So you could be a Cancer or have Cancer in your chart, but you don't have to. It's totally okay if you don't. You also have Desítka Země, which is the 10 of Pentacles. Měsíc, which is the moon. So you could also be a Pisces or have that in your chart. And Posel Ohně, which is the Knight of Wands. These are Czech cards, that's the language I'm speaking. Yeah, I know the Czech Republic is a landlocked country, but there are still mermaids there. Not all mermaids live in the sea, you know. There are mermaids that live in lakes and ponds, and if you can keep a secret, there are even sewer mermaids. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But they exist, I promise. Okay, I think I'm getting quite a lot of different energies for you here. So with the Chariot, I think you're a very accomplished person. You're someone who really goes out for goals and reaches them a lot, and people have a very high opinion of you generally. You might be quite well known in your community or at your place of work. People might just know you even if they're not your friend or someone who is close to you. And this suggests the 10 of Pentacles, that you're a really abundant person, and combined with the Empress, this is like a double whammy. Like, you just have so much creative energy and you're such a warm, loving person, and I feel like you're also quite a family-oriented person, whether that's your blood relatives or your chosen family, your friends, or your fur family, because there's a wolf here. If you have pets, you really, really adore them. You love spending time with them, so people feel like there's this really nurturing, earthly energy about you, which they love. The moon suggests that you feel things really deeply, and that you might also have really interesting dreams when you're asleep. Maybe you have a dream diary, or maybe you just wake up sometimes, you're like, what was that about? You're also a very intuitive person and probably quite spiritual as well. With this and the Empress, I'm feeling really creative. And with the Knight of Wands, you might be someone who likes to travel. And I feel like combined with the Chariot, when you get an idea, you just set out for it so fast, like you can't wait. If you get inspired about something, you cannot wait 24, 48 hours. You need to do something about it straight away. And that is just so refreshing and lovely about you. People are just like, oh, they're off again. You know, they've got this idea, nothing's going to stop them from bringing it about. Okay, now you've got 3 Faerytale Oracle cards. So you have the Frog Prince, Intimacy, Snow White, Purity, and the Nixie of Mill Pond, Memory. Okay, so with Snow White, she's the fairest of them all, and like I said with the Empress, I think you're very physically attractive. I think people find you very physically beautiful, and they want to get very close to you with the Frog Prince, and I think you do let people get close to you. You have quite a close circle of friends, and they really appreciate that you let them into your life like that, and that you're not someone who shuts people off. You're a very open, caring, I think quite a generous person as well. I'm getting the word generous here. And you might like to reminisce with your friends a lot, and people have a lot of positive memories about you. They also probably message you or tag you in things that are photos or posts from when something happened a few years ago, just to remind you of that wonderful memory that you share. And I feel like for some people, you often remind people of someone they used to know, or of a feeling that they enjoy having as a child. Like, you feel very familiar when they meet you. They feel instantly comfortable with you, is what I'm hearing. People come up to you, they talk to you, and they just feel instantly at home and like you're friends straight away, which is a really lovely quality to have. So let's see what your mermaid cards say. Visions, yeah, this is just like the moon card. This is saying that you have psychic gifts. You might have a really strong intuition, or you might actually be able to see things, maybe only in your dreams, but you see things that are really important and that are true. So you do have these psychic gifts. Wow. Maybe you also read tarot as well. And the mirror, so you know yourself really, really well. And that's a very attractive quality to have when people know their own mind and they know their own self. You might spend a lot of time thinking about yourself and about who you really are. You might be quite philosophical in that way. But I feel people are just really drawn to the fact that you know yourself so well and that you won't be influenced by how other people think you should be, because you know who you are, what you like, and how you're going to do things. And that confidence is very attractive. So let's see what these Manannán cards have to say. These cards are what I use to communicate with our sea god, Manannán Mac Lir. This is his sacred triskelion here, is his symbol. So I wonder what he thinks makes you attractive. Wave Sweeper, wow. That is Manannán's boat, and it's a magical boat which doesn't need anyone to row it. It just rows itself. So wherever you want to go, it takes you there. And what this card means for you right now is that you don't need anyone else to help you. You can get to wherever you need to be by yourself. And I'm feeling this with the mirror and with the chariot. You are just very independent and self-determined and self-reliant. You don't need to ask others for help very often. You can just get on with things by yourself, and that is a very attractive quality, that you have so much confidence in your own ability that you can just pull things off like that. And you also have a Seagull's Call, and this is the card of intuition. So like I was saying, you have a very strong intuition, and I think you listen to it a lot. You don't let other people really tell you how things should be or influence you in a very strong way. You listen to your own intuition. It's very, very important and very powerful for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull some charms for you now to see what else makes you attractive, okay? Okay, the gingerbread man, you might like baking. This is also a charm of something happening very slowly. So you might only let people in very slowly, but then once they're there for life. And that's really lovely. You have the star charm, which is just like the star card in the tarot. So you follow your own guidance, and you're also like a guiding, healing light for people. You're very positive to be around as well. People really enjoy spending time with you. They feel joyful in your presence. You might also enjoy filming. Maybe you have your own YouTube channel or taking photos. This also means you're ready for anything. You might be good at acting as well. Yeah, you're a very hopeful person, and that is very attractive. You're very good at helping other people to heal and at healing from your own setbacks in life. You have angelic energy around you. You see the magic in life. That's so lovely. I feel like there's something cutely childlike about you that really draws people to you. It's very charming. There's a C and a B, so those initials could be important to you. There's a worry doll here. So maybe you don't let worries get you down. You put them to the back of your mind a lot. There's a key, so you're very good at helping people solve problems. Live, laugh, love. You just enjoy life and everything that it has to bring you. You are beautiful. There's passionate here. You're very passionate whenever you take on a new project. And that is also Scorpio, so you could be a Scorpio. Yeah, this is similar to live, laugh, love. You just go with the flow. You just enjoy what life has to offer without stressing. Ooh, The marathon, the half marathon, you're halfway towards something. Okay, that's interesting. So if you're in the middle of a project, you're halfway there. Yeah, this spoon is another symbol of going slowly, taking something bit by bit, not rushing into things. You have a particular hobby or sport that you really enjoy and that draws people to you. There are 2 love hearts here. People just love you. And you're a very free spirit, this freedom heart. Maybe a bit hippie-ish in some ways. This shows that you're very determined when you're going for a goal. You're a very unique person. Ooh, someone wants to kiss you. That's exciting. Oh, there's this lightning strike. People feel just thunderstruck when they meet you because you're so unlike anyone else that they've ever met. But you're a very stable person. You're a stable energy in a lot of people's lives. And this is a sacrifice charm, but it's also it's like the Hanged Man. So you do a lot of introspection, thinking about your life, looking for deeper insights all the time. You're not concerned with the surface of issues. You want to go deeper all the time. And you're protected from negative energies, and you also protect others from negative energies. And there's this divine timing charm. So this might... I'm feeling this is actually tied into this. Like I said, you're halfway towards something. I think this is just saying that if you've been worried recently about something not coming together, this is completely different to what I was shuffling for, but I'm getting this quite strongly now. If you've been worried about something not coming together according to plan, it is going to come about. You're halfway there, so don't worry about that. Just give it a bit more time and it will come together. What did you think of this reading? Do you think it resonated with you? I think you sound like an amazing person, and I'm so pleased that we're friends now. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm so interested to hear about it. Bye-bye. So, which pile were you feeling drawn towards? Okay, pile number 4. That makes sense. Okay, I'll move the other cards out of our way so that we can really focus in on the cards that I picked for you. The ammonite is so nice, right? And you can keep this now. Like I said, you can take the treasure with you, and then whenever you see it, you'll remember what I was telling you in this reading. So that's for you. Okay, let's see which cards I drew for you. Okay, so here are your tarot cards. You have Visalets, the Hanged Man. These are beautiful cards that I got from a Czech mermaid. Královna Ohnia is Queen of Wands. Yeah, I know the Czech Republic is a landlocked country, but there are mermaids who live in lakes as well. Volání is Judgment. And Eso vzduchu is the Ace of Air. Okay, so I see straight away you're probably quite a witty person. You often come up with fresh new ideas, and you're probably quite good with words. Královna Ohnia, the Queen of Wands, means that you are a very confident and amazing person who has such a magnetic aura that people are really drawn towards you. What I love here is that her heart chakra is open here, so you just have this very warm, loving aura, and people are just drawn to you. You probably are a very good speaker. And because you're very comfortable in your own skin, people just feel this magnetic pull towards you in a group situation, and they can't take their eyes off you. They just want to spend time with you, and that's beautiful. The Hanged Man here, you're someone who isn't happy just having a basic knowledge of something. You want to go deeper within. You want to have a lot more than just surface knowledge. You probably spend a lot of time thinking about something before you do it, and so people get the feeling that everything that you commit to and everything that you spend time doing is a really well thought out idea. And they also get the feeling that there's something a lot deeper to you than just what they see on the outside and what you're prepared to share with people. And that is really attractive as well. And with Volani, judgment, I feel that people often feel a really deep soul connection to you and just this real instinctive pull, like they see you and it's like someone says, this is the person you need to spend time with. They're so wonderful. So you definitely have this strong aura, this strong energy that pulls people towards you for a certain reason. So let's see what the Faerytale Oracle has to say. Water and Salt, Truth. What a beautiful card. And the Light Princess, Ungrounded. I love the colors of this card. So, so beautiful. Okay, so I get from this that you always speak your truth. You're not someone who pretends or puts on a brave face. You always say how you're feeling, and you're always a very truthful person. You don't hold back, and you don't try and deceive people. What you see is what you get with you a lot of the time. And with the Light Princess, I feel like maybe you often have a lot of projects going along at once, and that makes you feel a bit ungrounded. But it also means that you, to a lot of people, just seem like you're on such a higher realm, like you're connected to such a higher reality that you're not fully in this world. And so people are drawn towards you because they think, wow, this person is really going places, and this person is really connected to something that we can't see. They have this higher vibration, like a kind of angelic frequency, and that really draws people towards you. So let's see what your mermaid cards have to say. Soul Cage. Beautiful. And Yearning. Okay, people really love spending time with you, and if you're in separation from someone right now, they're really missing you. As soon as you walk away, the energy in the room just kind of drops. Like, the jokes aren't as funny, people aren't as happy, like everything just changes. The party starts and ends with you, I feel. And this makes me think that you are able to really release people from their burdens. Like, if people are having a difficult time mentally, or maybe not settling in a new place, or struggling finding and keeping friends, you're the person that helps them out in that difficult situation. You're the person who seems to rescue them from whatever tricky situation they are in at the moment. You can see these spikes here, this cage that was keeping this man captive, and the beautiful mermaid saves him and takes him to this place of light where everything is much more happy and carefree. And it does say here, the Light Princess. I feel like you are actually from another realm. You might be a starseed, or you might be an earth angel, because I'm really getting a feeling of a higher frequency, a higher vibration with you here. And I think you were put on this earth to help others and to make others realize their own worth and their own potential. Wow, what a wonderful person. And there are also these Manannán Mac Lir cards. Manannán is the sea god, and I use these cards to connect with him and see what he has to say about any situation that I am struggling with. So I wonder what he thinks makes you so attractive. Tirtangira. Yeah, this is the promised land. This is the other world, the Blessed Isles. This is the island of the gods, and where people go when they die to live in paradise in Celtic mythology, where no one is ever ill or angry or jealous, and everyone is just always in good health and young and happy. And this is really telling me that you are coming from another realm, or from a higher state of being, and you've been incarnated to help other people reach the state of happiness and enlightenment. And this also means that you don't indulge too much, like you know how much is too much. So if there's a party and people are drinking, or there's a lot of food going around, like you don't indulge too much, you know when to stop. And that is really good. And there's also high tide. Yes, high tide. You have really high vibration. You have so much energy. You're a very high energy person, and you are coming from this higher frequency. And wow, this is an amazing reading, how it's all coming together for you. This is what draws people into you. People are attracted to this high energy and high vibration from which you are radiating right now. And in general, like I don't think this is a one-time thing. I think this isn't something you can even turn on and off. This is just who you are. You are a higher being. You may be a starseed, an earth angel, or just something you've had previous higher consciousness in your previous lives, and now that you're here you are more enlightened than others. You know how to do this. You've done this so many times before that you find it comes a lot more naturally to you than to most other people. So let's see what the charms have to say about what makes you so attractive. Okay, so the frog means that you are a very good friend. People enjoy having you around. They see you as a blessing in their life. You protect people. The umbrella here shows that you're very protective of people. You are very loving. This is the heart chakra. You're a very loving person. And the hummingbird means that you're operating from a love consciousness, a vibration of love. People never want to let you go. They really, really think you're an amazing person. This means that, well, you might enjoy baking, or that you're slow to allow people into your close circle of friends, but when they're there, they're there. These kind of came out together. So the fish skeleton is about feeling like you're not enough, or like you don't have enough. But then there's this protective hand that wards against negative energies that came out with it. And that means that like you are very good at helping people recognize their worth and at helping them recognize their true purpose in life. Blossoming. You're ever blossoming, and you help people to heal with this starfish. You know yourself very well. You're very good at self-reflection. You have a lot of self-belief, and you help others to believe in themselves as well. You're a very unique person, and probably quite creative as well, I'm feeling. You might like Christmas, but what I'm feeling with this is that you bring so many gifts into people's lives. Yeah. Christmas or winter might be important for you. That might be a birthday for you. You go with the flow. You don't force anything. You don't force people to think into your way of thinking, and you also don't force things to happen. You sit back, you put the work in, and then you let everything work out for itself. And with the crocodile here, I normally think of a sly person when I see this, but that's not what I'm getting here. What I'm getting is that your appearances might be deceiving. So people might have a preconceived idea of what you are like when they meet you. And then that is very quickly proved wrong. Like with this slow burn, like slowly they realize that there are so many more facets to you than they could have ever believed. And that it's like the longer they know you, the more you blossom and the more you seem to have to offer. And they're just so surprised that you weren't what they first believed you to be, and that you're not like anyone else they've ever met. Wow, this is such a beautiful reading. You sound like a truly amazing person, like you're doing a lot of powerful light work on this earth. please keep up what you're doing, because we really need people like you. I hope you liked this. Do you think it resonated with you? Let me know. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. Okay? Bye bye.